Yes, now people, welcome back to James Redmond TV. Welcome to the LFC talk show. I am joined by the guests who were joined by me last time. Used to or loved these guests when they came on. Therefore, they are back, and it is my boys to the that way. I was right the first time. We have got Doyle in the building. Welcome, Doyle.
All right, lad. All right, guys. All right, Alex. What's happening, everybody?
And then we have got the main man, the one, the only, 100% scout in heart. Alex, Gilly, whatever you want to call him, is in the building. Welcome, Alex.
How are we, fellas? Nice to be here. Thursday night, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. You know the score. This LFC talk show is coming thick and fast, people. This is where we just basically talk about Liverpool loads, what's been going on in the week, all the events and whatnot. Obviously, we've got a big game against Manchester United on Sunday. First off, boys, before we go into like the details of the game and we talk about the topics that I've got written down here, I want to get your thoughts on the fact about, the thoughts about Man United going top. Obviously, they just beat Burnley, and I just want to get your instant match thoughts. I've said my feelings on the channel and whatnot. So, Alex, how are you feeling, brother?
Yeah, with them going top, it's like obviously quite rarefied heights for them. They haven't been there for about 7 years, so you know, we give them their 10 minutes, but at the same time, I think they know deep down, as well as everyone else does, that the way they play football is unsustainable. They're grinding out results, which is one thing, but eventually they will get outperformed because their actual performance levels have not been anywhere near where they would have liked them to be since Ollie's come in. And our performance levels have been incredible, and we've been grinding out results. Granted, our form is poor. Eventually they will be outperformed and humbled, and I can't see anything other than a Liverpool win on Sunday. I have to say it.
Nah, but listen, mate, I'm really hoping for Matty Cash is on the show. That made me laugh. That made me chuckle. People, make sure you are I think that I'm not sure who was on about to be
fresh fade there, lad.
Fresh fade.
Do you know Man United right now, lad? I like that annoying kid in school that was shit at everything, lad, but they done something good for once, lad, so you'd have to be like, well done, lads. You know what I mean? Do you get what I mean? They done everything crap, but they do that one thing good, and you'd have to be like, sound. They're here for about 10 minutes, and then we'll knock them off. I literally cannot wait to play them, lads. I feel like this might be our redemption. We usually do it against big teams. Like, I'm literally excited for this game, lad. I can't wait.
Defo made some good points there. The one thing that I will say about that is, even though, and I've said this publicly as well, I don't think Man United can sustain this form. Not because I'm a Liverpool fan and they're just Manchester United. I think the ability of their players, they've got great individuals within that whole squad, let alone just the starting 11. You could even debate their squad depth is better than ours. Not first 11, but squad depth you could debate is better than Liverpool's. That being said, I just don't think it's sustainable throughout the course of the season when you've got that manager. And, you know, people can throw in an argument. I just don't think he's a league-winning manager. I feel like he is where he is because of Liverpool, because of our mistakes, by the way. Because the past few games, we should have got points out today. Yeah. It's our fault, Man United, today. That's my view. And people say I'm salty on that. And that's fair enough. But the fact that the proof's in the pudding, we should have beat Southampton. We should have beat West Brom. There was many games we should have got more points out of.
Newcastle as well, lad.
Do you hear what I'm saying, mate?
Yeah.
We fucked that. We should be clear at the top.
This is the thing, lad. We have put them there with our mistakes, and this is something that we've got to be careful with. I'm not worried about Man United winning the league. I'm worried about us not winning it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm more worried about City catching up, because they are, believe me, they're on their way. They're going to come knocking straight on the door very, very, very soon, because they're in rich form right now. And it's one of them type of things where United are at the top, but they don't scare me. They really don't, not at the moment. I'm more worried about Liverpool not picking up these points where they should be. That's what I'm worried about, lad. Not United. What you have said, echo what you have said, essentially. They haven't got the manager for it. So I just want to see Liverpool bounce back from this game and then grind out results again, lads. That's what we need to start doing again, lads.
Defo, we need to get that hunger back, and I feel like this could be a good game to bounce on the back of that. That being said, though, for this one with United, even if we lose, I still don't think they go on to win the league, because then they'll be 6 points above us. But you've still got to think about Man City. How are people just seeming to kind of disregard them? They're very scared.
Yeah, 7 wins in a row they've got.
Because they've got a great defence.
Yeah, they do, lads. And now they've always had a great attacking style of football. Now they've got a great defence to match.
Did you see who was on the bench in their last game? They played Brighton. Did you see who was on their bench?
No, I don't want to know, lads. They always
They
have
had,
mad
well,
players.
they started. This is who they started.
Mendy.
Phil Foden on the left. They started Riyad Mahrez, and then who did they start up front? I think he played a false 9. I can't remember. Either way, they had
Foden.
Sterling on the. Foden played on the left. Either way, they had Sterling on the bench. They had Gabriel Jesus on the bench. They had bloody Bernardo Silva. Just loads of big names, and you just think
but
their
we've got
squad
names
depth
like that
is
on
We
our
don't
bench.
doubt their depth, lad. They've always
not
had
to
the
their
best
depth, though, Alex. Not to their
They've
depth.
they've had the best depth because they can afford to. Unfortunately, we can't afford to spend the money that they can, lad.
But it doesn't
So
matter
Yeah.
why. It doesn't matter why. That's a different argument. I mean, for Man United fans, that's who you really need to worry about,
Yeah,
because they've
that's
actually
exactly
got fit
that.
players as well.
This is what I'm
But-
saying, basically, lad. I'm not worried about United. I'm more worried about Liverpool dropping points because City are going to come right back to the top very, very soon, lad. And that's who we're going to have to be worried about. So I'm wanting us to have a redemption story, and then from this, take the energy, like sort of what we did with Tottenham, except for getting smoked, basically, in the last 4 games. So,
Yeah.
Basically, this is a great opportunity in the next 5 or 6 games after the United win, hopefully,
yeah.
to really just make a kind of new benchmark for the rest of this season now.
Yes.
Because
agreed.
we've gone so many times where we've had a great performance and then bottled it the next game. We've got United, Burnley, United again, then Tottenham and West Ham. That's 5 games there that really do either make or break our season, to be honest. So I think this is the most important period of the season. Normally, though, with the squad depth, if no one was injured, our bench would be Jota, Ox, maybe even Keita, Shaqiri, Minamino, Matip, or Gomez. Our bench I think our squad depth is the best it's ever been in my lifetime, to be honest, how it is right now. Obviously, the injuries haven't helped, but...
Do you
Is
think it's
Matip
better
back?
than City's? No, right, so that's what I was going to say. So based on this comment kind of leading into the game itself, basically saying how can we be confident when we have no proper centre-back going into Sunday? That's a fair point. And my latest, update from what I've seen is Matip probably won't be available for the game because he missed the most recent training session. So it's not looking good in terms of the race of getting back in. If that's the case, and I've got a case study here, before we do get into about Matip and whatnot, Alex, I actually just want to kind of touch on what you said, and we are going to talk about the game more in a minute, people. That being said, you said City have we have a better squad than City. Is that what you said?
No.
Oh,
I said
sorry.
it's us. I said it's us and City. Well,
okay.
I didn't say that, but it is us and City. I don't think we got the best, but
Yeah.
United this season have proven how depth has helped them. But yeah, I think it's us 3. To be fair, in terms of a squad, like Liverpool is just, like I said, with no injuries, it's a big if, but it's unbelievable if you go through player by player in each position. I would say, arguably, apart from left back, just because we haven't seen Tsimikas at this level, but it's still a very good name to have on the bench. So Roy Richards getting involved. Big up, Roy.
Big up to Roy Richards.
Get this clown AGT off the stream.
With that in mind, and with Joel Matip, who would you rather see start, Nat Phillips or Reece Williams, boys? Because if you ask me, I'm probably more on the board than Nat Phillips, with the fact that I've seen more good performances from him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like Reece Williams could maybe match the game more, but that being said, it's just he looked terrible against Villa. For me, looked too slow.
Time for Nat Phillips to come back in.
It's not his level. It's not his level.
And Nat Phillips has got a little bit. He's a little bit hungry as well, isn't he, lad? He's one of them type of players. I feel like the moment will mean something to him, whereas Reece Williams might get overwhelmed by the moment. Nat Phillips is going to want to fight, lad. He might not be the best player, but he'll want to fight in this game.
Yes, I agree. And also, Nat Phillips a beast in the air. And when Cavani's coming up for corners and Maguire and these Pogbas and the tall Dons, I'm sorry, but at this stage, I'd want Nat Phillips defending our goal in the air anyway over Reece Williams. And also, with Nat Phillips, his job is basically just pass it to the other centre-back.
Yeah.
That's all. You won't see him do anything apart from that the whole game. Just defend and then pass to Fabinho or pass to Trent. That's all he has to do for the whole game. But this is a game where it's going to be physical, and I'd rather have him there than Reece, just because a 24-year-old's body, I think, is a bit more combative than how old is he? 17?
19.
It's a big game.
But I agree.
Fellas, you know that. Cavani's a big fella. Cavani's a big fella.
You want just elbows, lads. You just want some strong elbows everywhere, don't you, lads?
And
That's what you need.
I bet
and
Nat
Phillips
Phillips
will
has got
provide
a
them
harder
elbows.
elbow than Reece Williams.
Yeah, lad,
boys, would you be able to take the floor for just a second? My Wi-Fi's bugging up, so I'm going to leave and then come back in. So you just carry on that point, and then, I'll be back in. See you in a sec, people.
It's like
See you in a bit, lads.
Whilst we're here, then, we might as well talk about the new show that just dropped on our channel.
Yes.
James will be on it
Absolutely
soon. There's already
fantastic
been people that have asked for him. But yeah, so we just dropped a show called Cop Bins. It's a football challenge show. So head over, I guess it's down there, to the Cop TV after this stream when James is back. And watch it. It was with Jamel15. Doyle makes his kind of co-host presenting debut.
Yep, I very much enjoyed it. We had a very good first guest on. He was a Man United fan, but he did perform well, actually, didn't he? He did well. So if you want to watch that, go down to Cop TV after this video. Can't wait for you to watch it. It was great. Just use Jay. Can you hear us?
Hello, man.
We basically talked about Liverpool. That's all we did, lad. We didn't talk about anything else other than Liverpool, lad. That's what we did, lad.
Everyone go and check out the Cop Bin show. Make sure that you're there. Make sure that you're there. But nah, boys, definitely go and check that out, because honestly, I've only saw the clip of it. I still need to watch the full video myself, but it looks absolutely awesome. Smashed it. But yeah, because when you're talking about Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, did you carry on talking about them at all? Nah, you never. Anyway, so when you talk about Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, it's one of them things where when you consider that we're coming up against Rashford and we're coming up against Martial, pace doesn't usually affect them players too well, which is why I come back to, and we're talking about it more in a bit. We need a centre back, but it's a risky game, boys, and it's not just one of them where you can be just so confident. You can think we can win, but you've got to be aware of them.
I don't know if we're going to win, lad, but I'm not scared we're going to lose.
We will.
That's the way I'm feeling about it. It's Anfield, brother. Mane's never lost at Anfield. Sadio Mane has never lost
I know,
Anfield.
Listen, you know, Sadio, my fucking brother, but I can't be bothered with all them stats.
That's a mad stat, lad.
I don't really care about them.
We can lean on that in bad times.
We're going to win the game. We're going to win the game, lads.
I agree. But for the purpose of the show, we can't just say, "Oh, we're going to win the game." It's been a great show. Thank you for watching.
I don't think we'll win.
But like, it's one of them things where you can look at them stats and you can go off what you want, but there's things to worry about here. Is what I'm saying.
Definitely,
100%. And I'm not ignoring them at all. I'm not ignoring them at all. But I think their strengths don't even, especially at Anfield, which we're just a joke at. I'd say their strengths probably take away 40% of our game, but we'll have enough to win. We'll have enough to win, and that's why I say we'll win the game. To cut a long story short, but I don't
know. I don't know if we're going to win, but I'm not scared we're going to lose. They might score a goal, lad, but I don't think we'll lose the game. We might draw it. We might draw. I could draw. Could even be possible, lad, but I don't think we'll lose based on the fact that it is Anfield and these players, when they play there, have a sense of pride, and it's a different game, lad, and we all know it. That's why they've got this record, bro. It's not like a coincidence, and this is why I'm leaning on this particular record. Records and stats don't always come out my mouth, lad, but this one's special because it's Anfield, man.
What do you think on this? Big Shaq to start the game?
Yes, love that, lad. Absolutely
and
love it.
Who for?
Taking out who? I'd have Shaq. This is the thing, isn't it, actually?
Yeah.
Because, so at first I said Mo Salah, but then I thought that you don't solve getting goals by taking away the only goals you got. So, you get what I'm saying? So, you probably replace him for someone in the midfield.
But I think, personally, it's in the midfield, for me, it has to be Gini, Hendo and Thiago, for me, personally.
Same.
Just because they're tried and true. Listen, Shaq came on as a sub and scored 2 goals against them to get Mourinho sacked. So I'd say he's the first one we go to on 60 minutes.
Yes, that's exactly what I think too, lad. 60th minute, bring him on for one of the front three. Do that, lad. He's always does well, lad, when he's in a game where it's like a grudgy game, lad, and it's all like, no one can really make anything. He just comes in and beats the different little creative
I would
bridge that he is,
like, when he comes on, whoever's playing the worst out of the 3 in midfield comes off him. I think he's more effective just outside the final third.
Yeah,
he's like putting that fine, like the Jota assist he did. He was if he was on the left wing, he wouldn't have made that assist. I think he's better when he's floating more centrally, but like opening up on his left foot so he can either shoot or do a little reverse pass. So I'd say give him 25 minutes.
This is a shout from Ryan. I don't know if you agree. I don't, but I'd sacrifice Firmino for Shaq and play Salah and Mane up top through the middle. See, I want to bring Shaq into the midfield for the creativity that we possibly lack there.
That's
And then someone put this comment, take Hendo out and put Shaq on. I also massively disagree with this. I can't lie to you, Lawrence. And purely based on the fact, I disagree with it, purely based on the fact it's just when you take Hendo out that team, just everything just kind of falls out and the shape loses it. And even with Thiago, it could still remain. But I don't know. I feel like Hendo is much more essential than what a lot of people realise. So that's for the game itself. But, you know, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to be doing a preview on the channel tomorrow at 12. Make sure you're there because that will be live also. But, boys, don't know if you saw the comments on Mark Clattenburg today that came out basically talking about Jurgen Klopp. For the people who don't know. For the people who don't know about the comments and whatnot, he basically was just coming out and replying to Jurgen Klopp because Klopp was talking about United and all this, that and the other. He came out and said, long story short, back in the day when Fergie was the manager, we were more favoured to them because basically he had more of an aura around him. These were his words along the lines. And then the next sentence after, but it's not as favourable towards Man United nowadays than what it is now. Mark Clattenburg is a referee who, by the way, was refereeing in that era of the game, and he's coming out and saying the referees were favourites to Manchester United.
It's horrible, lad. It's horrible.
We knew that though, anyway, didn't we?
Lad.
We just knew
Everyone knew that, lad. It's a fact. It's an actual fact, lad. It's even like literally the stats this season prove it's an actual fact, lad. And you go back and it's historic. Even with Fergie, like you were saying. It's always been the same thing, lad. Even with the little Fergie time and all that crap, lad. With the extra minutes that they used to get, you know what I mean, lad?
Yeah.
It's one of them where I hate to see referees being biased, but you just know that they're human beings and they are. It's horrible, and most of them are towards Man United, which I don't understand. I just don't get.
It's because Fergie goes up to them in the tunnel before, during, and after with an arm around them, and he has as a man such a big aura. So when he kind of puts his arm around you and tries to sway your decision making, it can have an effect. But it's mad to admit it openly. That's the mad one.
That's my problem. It's
not mad what he's saying because we all saw it. It was all evident. But for him, for him to come out and say,
Klopp, lad, is mad as well.
This is where
Klopp is not cool.
This is where I want to intercept dead quick, though, because I think people have got confused for what Mark Clattenburg is actually saying, and we know that the headlines like to word it a certain way. He's not saying that referees had like a bias towards United. He's not saying that, you know, they were paid to give United more. It's because of Sir Alex, like what you said, Alex. It was like, you know, the order that he had around him, the influence he could have before and after games, the figure that he was in the whole country. It's one of them things, mate. Like, I don't agree with it. And like what you said, Alex, I certainly wouldn't come out and admit it because that's very, very suspect. And it's the fact that he even said we don't favour them as much now. It's just when you're saying words like that, it doesn't really fill me with too much confidence.
Lad.
And when you're talking about Haman coming out on Twitter saying, well, it actually doesn't feel great knowing that that's how you felt, I think that's where some people can misconstrue what these quotes actually mean. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Definitely it can be misconstrued, but the reality is they were favoured and that's it. It doesn't matter, lad, if it was because he was a great man. It doesn't matter, lad. You're still biased. You've got to be completely unbiased. You referees, that's the whole point of you being there. You've got a position of power. You can't abuse it, and that's what they do, lads. It's as simple as that.
Corruption, mate. Corruption, basically.
David Coots, lad.
Oh, don't.
You know what I mean?
Do you think?
Go mad. No, don't.
Do you think that? Do you think that United are still getting favoured still by other teams and whatnot? Because if you ask me, obviously it looks like that from the naked eye. Obviously their fans will just come back and be like, oh, well, the penalties, you look at the penalties that have been given. I even saw a stat today, like without the penalties, United would still be saying, I don't care about any of that. I really, really don't. It's just, do you think that they're still getting favoured?
Yes, because they got the most penalties out of everybody in the league by far. Simple as that. Nothing else.
They only got a couple of more than us.
No, we've got didn't we have 14 and they had 20 something?
I might be wrong on that. Yeah, you're right. It depends what period of time you're looking at.
I don't know, something stupid.
Nah, it's not this season. Not this season. I don't think they have 22 either.
This season, they've had a lot of pens, believe me.
It might feel like 22, Doyle, but someone let me know in the chat if you can. But I don't think it's 22 penalties.
All right, 21.
The 21.
21.
Nah, that's just crazy, man. I couldn't believe that. When I read it, I was just thinking, like, how can a referee, an ex-referee who was actually controlling games at that time, come out and say that? I couldn't
How
believe
about
it.
this though? Do you
It's
remember
terrifying,
when?
lad.
To be fair, I don't know if James was even alive, which just makes me no. Where you know, in 2003-4 when Danny
Yeah,
Murphy
I was
scored
born.
there.
I was
His
a
age,
baby,
his age.
but I was born.
Do you remember that one, Doyle? When we got a penalty? I think it was the first penalty at Old Trafford for something at the time for like 18 years, and Danny Murphy slotted it away, and we won 1-0.
Yeah,
Do
man.
you remember that one? White kit,
Powerful with the
Reebok
little stripes
yeah.
on the side there,
His age
the
for
green
him,
and
yeah.
red one, like, with the little
Yeah,
oval
yeah.
badge. And I
That
remember
was when Murphy scored 3 winners there in a row.
Belter.
Yeah, that's a
Danny,
mad stat from Realist there.
There you go,
38
lads.
pens in 52.
There
That's
you go,
crazy.
lads. I told
Yeah,
you, bro.
That's
It's
madness.
something
didn't know
crazy,
what.
lad.
I thought the timeline. That's not this season. I
You
was
look at
thinking,
that, lad, and you can't. There's no way you can say that it's not biased, bro. 38 pens
That's
in
basically
52
a goal,
games.
one
In
every
the
game.
majority of their games, lad, they get penalties because refs are like, it's man,
They're
you
more likely to get one than not. That's
I'm
the
not.
fact.
I'm not the biggest fan of jumping into conspiracies, but if anything does lead towards, and based off those comments as well, mate, it's looking sussy for United. Not like fuck all's going to happen, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's looking more and more bleak by the time. But Virgil van Dijk contract is becoming more likely to be offered a contract. Fabrizio Romano came out and said, "This, boys, this is obviously something I'm all for. Get me on that choo-choo train of extending his contract." I just feel like, obviously, there's loads of things that go in behind. I just still don't know why we haven't got Genie's done. I feel like, why haven't we got that one out
Scary,
the way?
lad.
When
I'm
this
terrified.
one is one to worry about for 2022, and Van Dijk is more than happy to resign, I'm assuming.
Because there's only one
saying?
reason, lad. Genie doesn't want to stay, lad. It must be that, bro.
No, I disagree. I feel it's like vice
Bro,
versa.
he wants
I feel
a
it's vice
fat
versa,
paycheck,
Doyle.
lad. He
No,
wants a fat paycheck.
Doyle, you're wrong. You're wrong about your own player. It's not. He doesn't want a fat paycheck. He wants a more
Turn around.
significant paycheck.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. He deserves this paycheck, bro. He's coming to his 30s. He's put loads of hard graft into this team. He's done it in the building stage and he's won things for us, lad. And he absolutely deserves all the money that he wants, lad. But
So
Liverpool
why does he want to go and get more money when he can just be given the money? Because I'm sure
Can
he's
he
not
though?
asking for so
Can he
much
though,
money.
lad?
I'm sure, yeah, because Doyle, since he's
How much
joined
does he
Liverpool,
want?
he's on 75 grand. Well, that's not public.
He
But
need-
he's on
oh, lad, he
75
needs more
grand a
than
week
that,
at the
lad.
moment. That's less than Dejan Lovren. That's less than Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's less than Naby Keita. That's less than. He's on 10
Give him
grand
2.
more. He's
Give him
on,
200.
he's on
Naby
Alex,
Keita.
Alex. He's on 10 grand more than Nat Phillips.
Nah, oh, lad, that's not cool, lad. You know, lad, that is
Do
honestly
you know
not
what I'm
cool,
saying,
lad.
Doyle? So
He might feel
it's not that he
disrespected, lad.
wants. It's not that he wants to leave. The club aren't giving him the money.
He might feel that's what I'm saying. No, I don't.
It's not
bro,
Genie.
no.
It's the club.
That's what I'm
why
saying.
I said vice versa.
Oh, that's what I meant, bro. I didn't. Defo did not mean that it's Genie, lad. Genie is a soldier, bro. He's been an actual mascot for our team. He's been amazing, lad.
He
But
plays double of what Oxlade-Chamberlain and
Liverpool,
Naby Keita does, and get
lad,
on them. They're
that makes me
getting more.
sick. Look, he's on my wall, lad. He's up there chilling, lad. He's my fellow, lad. I love Genie Wijnaldum, lad. He's the most consistent footballer in Liverpool Football Club. He really is at the moment. And if he must feel disrespected, lad, I feel like he feels disrespected at the fact that he's probably not getting the money that he wants. And he's been on less money than, like, Naby Keita, bro. Naby Keita's kicked the footy about twice, lad.
Honestly.
That's not
Do you know what I'd
fair,
do?
lad.
If I was Klopp in the contract room, I'd have his current contract, which says 75 on, and then I go up to him and stick a 1 next to the 7 and go, how about that?
Nah, but I don't think it's up to Klopp. I don't think it's up to
I'm a
Klopp.
bit of luck, kid.
Yeah, I don't think it's up to Klopp. I think it's the board making this choice. I think, when it comes to the negotiation, Klopp came out and said he wants to be Genie. He's not, that's not the issue. It's Edwards, I think, trying to get a deal.
Free up the peas. Listen, that man won us a Champions League, which probably earned us about 50 mil. Realistically, we should just be going, hold that there, kid. You deserve that.
Yeah.
Or he's a percentage. He shouldn't be on 75 grand a week. I think that's
listen, footballers get paid way too much. And when I heard that he was on 75k, like Doyle, you kind of go, well, he needs 200 at least. God, how's he feeding his kids?
But also, that's a heavy wage still. Like 75 grand a week would be sound.
I'm not being funny. No. I can't. I do start to have a problem, and I know that's not what you were doing, Alex, but I know some people would be like 75 grand a week. That's loads of money. It is. It's a loads of money for people like us and for near enough anyone. That being said, it's in football. You need to get what you're worth. And if you're seeing people like Dejan Lovren getting more, if he's worth 100 grand a week, then well, I'm Genie Wijnaldum. What am I worth? That picture isn't there without Genie Wijnaldum. You hear what I'm saying?
True.
So,
do you know what though? His agent, Ginny, could be saying, right, get me 175, and then his agent's gone, yeah, no worries, and then he's changed it to 225. And they're like, no, we're not doing that, because obviously the agent wants the biggest cut as possible. But if you're Van Dijk, knowing that you're definitely going to sign a new deal, surely you just put an arm around Ginny and be like, listen, I'll have a word. How much do you want? I'll sort it out. Just get him. He's your best mate. Like, sort him out. Do you know what I mean? Don't let him leave.
Maybe this is what I mean, lad. Maybe Genie's literally just said, right, I don't want to do this anymore, like genuinely, I just want to move on. He might have just said that.
I don't think he has said that. He said he wants to sign a new contract. He came out and said that it's just basically the money is the problem.
Well, then just give him the dollar.
No, this is what I'm trying to say to you. I've said this for weeks. People, Doyle sounds like me right now. He sounds like me, doesn't he? Because this is what I say every fucking day. Why hasn't he? He's reliable. He's class. He's gave us big moments. He's in his prime. He's not even.
He's consistent, lads.
People say to me, he'll be 33 by the time his contract finishes.
And what?
He'll still be good, and he'll still be able to play. James Milner is 36. Do you get what I'm saying to you, people? He's versatile. He can play many different roles. Genie Wijnaldum is a no-brainer for me in terms of signing him an extension. I'm happy about the news with Van Dijk. I love that. Listen, him more than Genie, we need to get him on a new contract, but it's only with the circumstances Genie is in right now, with the fact he's got 6 months left and he can speak to clubs.
I would say, if there's 2 players at our club that deserve new contracts, it's Virgil and Ginny.
Yeah, Genie's like number one in my mind. Like, genuinely, he's just like the most. The fact that he's on 75 and he's one of the most. He is not one of the most. He is the most consistent Liverpool player, lad. Makes me sad, lad. If he feels disrespected, lad.
Well, let's start a GoFundMe.
That's not fair.
Even this is what Troy has said. Genie turned 30 in November. Troy, shout out to yourself.
The type of player is.
Troy, shout out to yourself for watching the stream. Thank you for tuning in. But honestly, this does not matter. Does not matter.
He's the type of player that he is, lad. He's all based on physicality, lad. He's not based off pace, bro. He's a technician, lad. All he wants to do is get the ball on both feet and move around, lad, and pivot everywhere, push someone off the ball. He's a dribbler, lad. He's not just about pace, bro. So, like someone just said before about Milner, he'll be not the Dutch equivalent, because he's a much better footballer than James Milner. But, he'll age like James Milner. He's an athlete and he's naturally gifted, lad. That player is not going anywhere until he's about 36, 35, lad. Believe this.
Yeah,
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
He can play for a long time.
Kevin, friends, I'm not going to lie to you. My mate Goldbridge isn't coming on today. He's just not. I don't know where you got that assumption. You can go and type in United.
Referee talking about United again. Jesus.
Which?
Kevin Friend, the ref, talking about United there.
Bloody hell, man like Kevin. Man like fucking Kevin. Mr. Friend. Someone brought up a comment before that was quite good mention. Eder Militao. Now, you don't know, basically, he's available for 2.5 million euros if we were to get him on loan. So, I'm wondering what your thoughts are there. If it's for me, it's a no-brainer. Listen, he played for Real Madrid. He might not be perfect for them, but he used to play for Porto. He scores against us. He's better than what we've got. He's playing at a high level. No-brainer.
Get him in, lads. We need players.
2.5.
We've got backup players like Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. Get him in the team, lad. It's just an extra resource as well to use in both the Champions League and the Premier League. We need to get somebody in. We need somebody.
And also, think about this. He's Brazilian, which means that he can speak in the same language as Fab. So when they're defending together,
there we go. Thinking of the little links. Even things like that, though. There's Fabinho, there's Firmino, there's Brazilians in the squad that can complement him. He'd be coming in, he'd be getting guaranteed football. He's not getting that at Real Madrid at the moment. He'd be playing at a very high level. He's playing around people he likes. He's playing at a good environment. It's a chance to prove himself. He might even get a permanent move to another big club out of it. I'm just trying to suggest, I know there's a lot more that goes into transfers, but if Liverpool can't go out and spend 15, 20 million on a Sven Botman, then why can't you go out and get a loan deal for someone like Militao? And you know what, mate? I'm going to bring a name up that we've been linked with. And you two, I can nearly guarantee that you're just going to go, oh, no. But recently, Socrates has been linked with Liverpool, that possibly like on a loan deal or even a permanent deal. I don't know. What do you think about that? Because if you ask me, I'd take Socrates.
I mean, yeah, because he's crap, lad, but he's still better than the other
Nah.
ones that we've got.
I wouldn't
Better than
take
what
it.
we've got. Better than what we've got. Though,
You know
Alex.
what I mean?
Much better than what we've got.
What, Soterios Kyriakos Part 2? Nah.
Played under Jurgen Klopp as well. Played really well under Jurgen Klopp also. I mean, there's things there.
There's things there, lad. Yeah, I agree, lad. There's things there, lad. I agree with that statement, lad.
But
There's things there, lad.
Alex, why wouldn't you take him?
We've just seen it. We've seen what he's capable of.
Yeah, at Dortmund we've seen what he's capable of.
Yeah, as well.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, but that was 7 years ago. I'm talking about the one that I've been watching
It
for the
was
last
like
4 years.
3.5 years ago, and he's in a bad system right now. So it's one of them things.
Yeah, but
and he's not getting game time.
He might just play well under Jurgen. I think it's a good thing that he's got a relationship with Jurgen already, lad.
Alex, I am not saying he is good, but if we have only got a very few selective options, right? If we've got a few, he's well better than Reece Williams. He's well better than Nat Phillips. Even if he's crap, he's still well better than them two. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got more experience.
The only saving grace that could make this potentially happen is the kind of work relationship that he's got with Klopp. But
yeah,
maybe that's what swings it. Klopp obviously has worked with him. But if he's worked with him and he knows what he's like, really, we would have got him in the summer to replace Lovren. So
no, but that's not the case right now, lad. We just need someone to come in and plug a hole, lad. That's all we need to do.
We've needed a centre back. We've needed one. It's not just now. We've needed one. Yeah, so why hasn't he gone in for him before?
Because Socrates is crap, lad, but better than what we've got. That's it, lad.
Well,
that's simple as that, lad.
Would you entertain Lovren back on loan?
No.
I would. Why? What do you mean? So you wait, Doyle. No, I've got to call out Doyle. So you take Socrates back, but okay, good that you corrected yourself there, Doyle. I was going to say you take Socrates, but not Lovren. Why wouldn't you, Alex?
Because we've moved on. It's like we've just.
No, we haven't, Alex. We're in a problem where we've got 2 kids in the midfield. We've moved on to shit.
Let's get Sacco back and fucking Lallana and bring the old gang back.
Sweet, I'll take Sacco. We don't need Lallana because he's not a centre back.
I don't want Sacco. I don't want Sacco.
Alex, this is where you're missing the point, Alex. We don't need Lallana because he's not a centre back. We need Lovren. We need Sacco. We need someone who's better than what we've got.
Nah, Sacco's
I've said I'll take Skirtle, but he's out with a cruciate ligament injury, so we can't get it.
All right, well, let's get.
Alex, I know you're trying to be a smart ass, but you're not going to win this argument. You're not going to win this argument.
We just need a centre back, lad.
We need someone. No, because Liverpool are throwing out excuses as well, mate, about we can't spend this much money. Go out and get someone on loan. Do you know what I'm saying?
Get that Real Madrid kid then, lad. Just get that Real Madrid kid.
What I'm saying, if it's not as easy as that.
6 months loan.
But
there you go, lad. Here's your chance to prove yourself to your team.
2.5 mil. We'll go. Listen, we'll do 2 mil. And we'll chat again in 6 months. 2 mil. We'd be paying more than that if we got Lovren back or Socrates back.
Yeah.
That offer on the table, we might as well just get Militao. It's not even a. For me, speaks Portuguese, is available for 2 mil, and we can have him for 6 months. Does he plug the hole? Yes. Is he better than those other options we've just mentioned? Yes. Aga is actually working. He's got like some mad sewage company out in Denmark that he spends all his time doing now. I'm hearing, making a lot of money off it. So yeah, he's probably on more than Jimmy.
Making money off poo.
Who's this?
Yeah, Aga.
Oh, Aga. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, listen. I feel like Aga's got some unfinished business at Liverpool. I'm not going to like that.
He's too old, him, lad. He's
too old. Nah, listen, we're getting a bit ridiculous with the Agas and the hippies. I get that. But I mean, even these old centre-backs right now, like Socrates, who's not great, and, Lovren, who's clearly not great, we know that. Why did we sell him? Why did we sell Kijana Hoover?
Because we didn't see Virgil
without
van Dijk.
any preparation. No, Doyle. No, I'm sick of that excuse. We shouldn't have went in with 3 senior centre-backs.
No, because we always thought that Fab was also going to cover and plug that hole because he can.
Doesn't matter.
That's 4 centre backs, lad.
Because he's a centre mid, Doyle. He's not a centre back.
I always, in my mind, know that Klopp had him as a centre back, lad. He's always played in defence all his life, lad. And then when he comes to Liverpool, he's played centre defensive mid. So it's one of them things, lad. We had 4 centre backs, and 2 of them got samurai kicked, lad, everywhere. So. No one's seen that coming, lads.
Doyle, it doesn't matter.
Lad.
It doesn't matter. Very poor excuse. If this was
does,
Man
bro.
City, they'd have a
That
centre
matters.
back. They would have had
Yeah,
one.
because they've got to buy
They wouldn't have. They wouldn't have.
£700,000
They wouldn't have left it. When they realised, oh shit, Fernandinho stepping into our backline, they realised they needed to go out and get a centre back. That's what we should have done. That's what we should have been prepared for.
And yeah, so I do agree with you there where he thinks we thought Fab, going to the back line, but we bought Thiago, bro. That's the whole point. We had so many midfielders already. It was all right to use one midfielder as a dynamic player, lad, and that's not a problem. That's what Klopp does a lot of the time. But we just got bad injuries all at the wrong time, brother. We literally got about 1 million all at the same time. So Klopp's done well with the tools that he's got, and I think it's a very valid excuse. We had 4 centre backs. We've only got 2 now.
Get million.
No, we had 3 centre backs. We had 3 centre backs. We never had 4.
We had 3 and a makeshift one, which was always a defender anyway.
Doyle, with your logic as well, if we're saying Fabinho is now a centre back, then we're losing one of the best defensive midfielders in world football out of our.
But we've just bought one, lads. We just bought Thiago.
Thiago is better offensively. I'd let him play in the 8, not.
He's a quarterback, bro. He plays centre defensive mid as a quarterback.
I'd rather him playing that number 8 role like what he's done for Barca.
He's a quarterback, brother.
The amount of balls he wins back from
lads, he's a quarterback, brother.
Even on the halfway line.
There's a reason why he's the number 6, bro, because that's the position he plays. He is a number 6, brother. You watch the way he plays football. He likes to operate with the ball, have lots of time, and find his pass, lad. That's what he does.
I'm definitely not disputing that. 100% right.
He'll have Genie and Hendo to fill in the position when he does them deep runs, lad, because that's what he does, lad. He's creative enough to carve runs out from deep. Believe me, his best position is in CDM, lad, without a shadow of a doubt. So in my mind, Klopp's thinking, well, Sand, if Fab's a CDM, I can slot him in centre-back every now and then as well and put him in centre-mid. That's the way I've seen it, lad, and it's just not worked out. That honestly, I don't think that's that bad, bro.
No, it is. We shouldn't have went in with 3 senior centre-backs.
I think it's bad not to buy one now. I think it's terrible not to buy one now. I think it's awful.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, because I understand that there could be situations to why we can't, but that's why I'm saying we should have been prepared for the course.
Also,
that's
one point I will raise. Yeah, I want to raise a point to agree with you is Matip is massively injury prone, and we've always known that. We definitely have always known that. So, considering that, we probably should have brought another centre back in, considering that. So you are right to a certain extent, but I do think that we've just been incredibly unlucky, and you can't really say, Klopp, what are you doing, lad? Because he literally just bought Thiago. Thiago is, bro, that's the best player we've ever bought, ever.
At the time of signing.
You know what I mean, lad? That kid is insane. So let's just see what goes on, lad. I'm hopeful still, I really am now that Thiago's back. We haven't had Thiago this whole first half of the season, boys. Now he's here. Let's see how much of a difference this makes you, lad. And we know single players do this to teams. Look at Bruno Fernandes and Man United. Yeah. Just saying, lad. Let's see.
No, I agree. Listen, you talk about being hopeful. By the way, this will be on tomorrow's preview, people, the lineup prediction for those asking, as well as the prediction of the score and whatnot. Make sure you're there 12 tomorrow. But, sorry, I've lost my train of thought there. What was I intercepting there, Doyle?
Not a footy, definitely. He was not intercepting a football. Oh, yeah, Bruno Fernandes, Thiago.
Oh, yeah. So I definitely don't dispute that Thiago can come into this team and make a massive difference. He 100% can. It's just, it doesn't mean we can't be in a better position than what we are. And I feel like Liverpool have a lot of self-blame to take for that. But I hear your point. Maybe Fabinho as a centre-back. It's just...
What you're trying to say, at the end of it, it all comes back down to that we all do want the one same thing, which is a new centre-back. So we're all trying to make the same point, but we all want the same thing eventually.
Yeah, we do.
Just
get someone in, lads.
It's just about the debate. Listen, that's what this show's for. It's not a pointless argument, you know what I mean? It's about debate. Me and Doyle disagree, but it doesn't mean no one's right or wrong. That's the point of the LFC talk show. Make sure you're smashing the likes, people. Also, go and subscribe to the COP TV. Name is in the title. You can click on it. You can go there. It doesn't take it away from you. Boss, before we finish up then, lads, going to talk about Thiago, obviously the man who we were just touching on, but he had an interview on YouTube, and one little thing that stood out to me, not for any reason, literally nostalgia, the Alonso, Steven Gerrard, who would he rather play with in the midfield, and he said both, and then Gerrard came out on Instagram and said that would have been a pleasure, mate, and Alonso came out and said, I can see that midfield. Obviously, Alonso's played with Thiago and Bayern, but can you imagine, boys?
That would just destroy the world, lad. There would be nothing comparable to that, lad. Ever.
No.
Imagine that,
Imagine
would they?
that midfield, Gerrard up and down with Xabi and Thiago just. Well, that would mean
Scouse
Thiago
salsa, lad.
a little bit
That's
forward,
what that
but
midfield would be called, lad. The Scouse salsa. That's what it would be called, bro.
Yeah, get on this.
Thiago and Xabi.
That'd be different level. When that idea was brought into my head, I was just thinking, but yeah, this is where we're going to end the show, and this is where we're going to have a bit of fun. Rank them three midfielders from third to first.
Gerrard.
Fucking
First.
hell, that's
Third to first, and not just based on what they've done for Liverpool, based on their careers. And bear in mind, Thiago, even though he's not done, he's had one hell of a career. So
I would say
lads.
Xabi, Thiago, then Stevie number one.
Why?
Stevie, I don't need to say anything. We'll just move on. But Thiago, I think, impact games more than Alonso. And you have to remember, Alonso is easily one of the best midfielders of this generation. But for us, I would argue that he had 2 very good seasons and 3 okay seasons.
Yeah,
His first one and his last one, he was unbelievable.
defo.
But that's why I'd have him third. And then Thiago's just a joke. But Thiago probably had posters of Gerrard on his wall, basically.
Yeah, defo. It's mad as well because Gerrard, even though I've just said the question careers, I've got to go Gerrard first, of course. But he actually probably had the worst career of them all in a sense, and it's still a great career. Yeah. But in terms of trophies, you know, it's definitely possible.
He's one of the most unique footballers, lad, that's ever played the game, lad. He is one of the best midfielders that's ever played the game, lad. He is one of the best captains that's ever played the game, lad.
Gerrard,
Steven Gerrard, lad.
Who are we talking about here? We're talking
Genuinely,
about
lad.
So what's your three?
So my midfield is the same as Gilly's, lad. I do agree that Thiago is a better footballer than Xabi Alonso. He's a better technical footballer. But Gerrard's always going to be number one, no matter what, forever. Wherever he is, lad, he's always going to be number one, lad, because he represented so much about Scousers, lad, that, you know, like I said.
Nah,
so,
Thiago's another level. I'd say Gerrard first. I'd say Alonso done some things for me, though, man. He gave me some thoughts, you know, boys. Like,
them halfway line goals, lad, he used to score, and then passes and that, lad. He was spicy salsa, lad. But I feel like Thiago's watched Xabi Alonso growing up, lad, and just made himself like that, but better. That's what Thiago's done, lad.
Gerrard would have still been a certified legend anyway, but Gerrard's career got elevated to a new level because of Alonso, I feel.
Yeah, imagine if that was Thiago instead.
Yeah, but would he be better though? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, would he be better or?
Thiago was next to him instead of Xabi those seasons. I think we would have been better. Thiago's more Thiago's quicker, better in the tackle than Xabi. Xabi's got a better pass, arguably, just maybe.
This is a fantastic point, you know.
No,
fantastic point.
That is a good point.
Rehan, let me just read it out, Alex, and then you can respond to it. From Rehan, Alonso had an average team around him, remember that. And it's true, even though Thiago is class, and I'm never going to dispute that, he's played for the champions of Spain, the champions of Germany, and the champions of England. Xabi Alonso, when he came to Liverpool, we weren't the champions of fuck all, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and he came into a Liverpool team and dictated shit.
I definitely agree, lads. I agree with that point that he was in a worse team. But Thiago's still a better football player.
Yeah, agreed. In Alonso's 2 last seasons, I would disagree that he was surrounded by an average team. At that point, you had Torres. Alonso, Mascherano, Gerrard, Carragher, Agger, and Reina.
Very fair point. Very fair.
And put some respect on Dirk Kuyt's name as well, for Christ's sake.
The legend. Loved him.
But Alonso was one of the best players in that team, though, weren't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Alonso, I remember one pass he did away at Sunderland when Gerrard scored 2. We won 2-0. We were in a yellow kit, 04-05. And Alonso hooked this ball. I think it might have even been for Luis Garcia, and Gerrard scored the second one. But it's an absolute disgrace. The kind of peripheral vision to see that.
Lad, have you seen what Thiago does, lad? Thiago does this hook thing. He kicks it back to the centre-back, lad. But like with a little overkick, it's lad, what?
No, Thiago's different.
Training for Spain, where him and like Sergio Ramos is on the other half of the pitch, and they're just chesting it and volleying it to each other for about 10 minutes. Doesn't come off the floor.
No, it's quality. Thiago, the reason why I'm going to now, because I never done my three. So, first Gerrard, second Thiago, third Xabi Alonso. And I've edged Thiago because I just think not only... Because I think if the team that Xabi Alonso was in, he was one of the best players in that team. But I think the team that Thiago has walked into now, and you can talk about, well, what if he walks into that team? Nah, we can only go off what we've seen. Thiago's the best player in this squad.
Probably, yeah.
Not on what he's done for the club.
No. Just technically.
Him or Van Dijk, and maybe Alisson in that conversation.
I would say Bobby's in there as well, as if we're talking technically.
Oh no, Bobby is.
Oh yeah, Bobby.
Nah, I'm not saying technically.
I'd say Bobby after.
We're not even talking technically. I'm talking about name. I'm talking about week in, week out performances. I'm talking about everything.
Like if you were just watching them training, I reckon Bobby does some mad stuff in training.
Yeah.
You know?
They're South Americans, brother.
Yeah, we're not
South Americans are people that live and breathe it, lad. And when they play football, you literally see how they just walk with the football.
Performances. I'm talking about they grew up, how their technique is, and what they look like. I'm not talking. If we were talking about week to week, Bobby's not in there. But if we're talking about,
I'm saying Thiago.
Yeah, no, Thiago's the best, but I'm saying Bobby's definitely like second or third, I'd say.
Technical ability, mate. Listen, get Shaqiri, Bobby, and Thiago on the pitch every week. Boom, there you go, mate. You're sorted.
Even Trent as well, to be fair.
Trent as well. No, even get them all on that right-hand side, and why not?
Robbo's
I love to see.
I can't more technical ability than him.
I'm looking forward to Trent and Thiago playing together. You know, like honestly, that makes me so happy to see. You just see the way Trent plays with Thiago, and he's just like I'm good as well. You know, lad. Like honestly, like I can pass the ball. They're good. You know, lad. Watch this. Yeah, you know, watch this, lad. Honestly, lad, watch him score this now. it's like Thiago raises the game of all the other good players as well, lad. Yeah. I literally cannot wait to play Man United. I cannot wait, lad. Thiago
for the win. Oh, mate, don't tell me about it. Right, boys. So, what are you saying for a prediction? I'm going to do mine tomorrow, so I'm going to just leave it with you two.
2-1 to Liverpool, lads.
I'll take that. Alex.
It's going to be 3-1 to Liverpool. And also, we'll talk about this more on Cop to Bottom, the Premier League preview show at 2 o'clock tomorrow on the Cop TV with us three. But I'm going 3-1, lads. I do think they will score a penalty. I'm not going to lie to you. I do think we'll give away a penalty. And it's going to be a goal from Sadio and 2 from Mane. Sorry, a 2 from Salah, sorry.
It's going to be a goal from Sadio and 2 from Mane. I'll take that. That'll be a hat-trick for man like Mini Mane. Anyway, people, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you get involved in the comments as always for what we've talked about. Go subscribe to the Cop TV. I'm on there tomorrow at 2 for the Cop to Bottom show. So be there or be square. Thank you again, lads, for coming on. We're going to make this a more regular thing. Shout out to everyone who came in, and we will see you all later.
See you later.